Well, hello, everyone. My name is Cathy. Welcome to Courage to Caregivers. So tonight we are continuing on with the theme of empowerment. Tonight's topic is tapping into creativity. We are all inherently creative. It's in our very nature. And creativity doesn't necessarily mean being artistic, although art is very much a creative activity. There are many ways to express your creativity. Perhaps you do enjoy drawing and painting, sketching. That's one thing, right? And that's important. Perhaps you enjoy writing, journaling. Maybe you enjoy playing a musical instrument. Maybe you're a gardener and express yourself through the flowers and plants that you grow. Maybe you're a decorator and you have an eye for putting a room together from top to bottom. Perhaps you love crafting or sewing and needlework. Maybe your creative expression begins in the kitchen and you enjoy experimenting with flavors and recipes and exercising and building your culinary muscles. There really is no end to what you can create. But many of us put our creative sides on the back burner in order to pursue activities that the world perceives as being more valuable or more quote unquote adult-like. And we might feel like creative activities are frivolous wastes of our time when our schedule is already so full with other commitments, especially caregiving. And we know that that does take up a lot of our time. But there are many advantages in making the space in our lives to grow creatively. First of all, it's fun. Creative activities bring us out of our stress and allow us to process emotions and expend our energy in a healthy way. Creative activities help us to grow as a person. We feel good about ourselves when we roll up our sleeves and make something. We feel the satisfaction of starting something and seeing it all the way through to completion. When we try something new and take a risk, we feel empowered. And if what we've made isn't perfect, who cares? It's the getting there and the doing and the journey that yields the most satisfaction. And I know we've all experienced that. We create something, we look at it, we judge ourselves, we judge what we've made against what other people have made, and that just beats the joy out of the whole purpose and the whole journey of the creation. So don't look at it that way. Number 3, we commit to learning over the course of our lifetime, so we become a lifetime and lifelong learner. We challenge our brains when we're called to follow directions and study up. We process through a new hobby or new activities. This allows for curiosity and wonder to wash over us in intervals, and we learn and grow as a result. We don't stagnate. So what are some of the ways that we can invite a little creativity into our lives? Number 1, meditation. When we sit in stillness and turn off our monkey brains, we allow ourselves to breathe and slow down. We become more present with ourselves with each breath. This unlocks creativity, and soon stress begins to melt away. So, we're doing so much for our bodies and our minds when we do our breathing meditation practice. But it's also amazing to know that creativity plays a part in that. When you unlock that portion of us that is so stressed out, you allow for ease and expansion, and you allow creativity to come in. Number 2, playing. Play like your inner child, let go of inhibitions, and don't be afraid of what comes up. Embrace how freeing that can feel and discover things about yourself that you never thought were possible. Let this playfulness heal whatever is ailing you or holding you back. I'm going to repeat that. Let this sense of playfulness heal whatever is holding you back. As in our breathing meditation practice, when you breathe deeply, you create space and a sense of ease. When we are gentle with ourselves and not in a hurry, we enter a state of flow, And when we are in that state, it becomes a gift that we give ourselves, and in turn, we give to others all around us. So find something you love, explore it, and then create. And most of all, be happy. You can do it, and you are worth it. That's just a little intro as to what you'll be discussing tonight. Let's go ahead and get comfortable and start some breathing meditation. Okay. Good. So let's get real comfortable here in your chair, maybe moving your sitting bones from one side to the other to distribute your weight evenly so that you're sitting up nice and tall with a tall spine. Let's take the shoulders up to the ears and float them back down so that you're not holding any tension in that area. Then I invite you to place your hands on your knees or on your thighs, palms face down or palms lifted, whatever feels most supportive for you. And then make sure as you're sitting in your tall stance there that your ears are over the shoulders, shoulders over the hips. I invite you to close the eyes or leave them softly cast down as you begin to breathe in and out of the nose, breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Just being present with the natural rhythm of your own breath. How precious is your own breath. And then begin to notice any sensations in the body. Are there any areas where you might be holding some tension? The hips, the knees, the legs, the shoulders, the neck. And if you feel any tension there, breathe into those places. Notice if the breath is flowing freely, or if you feel like you're holding any aspect of the breath. And if so, try to breathe a little space into the breath as it comes and as it goes. Notice the feet on the floor and feeling that grounding right there. And feel what that grounding does for your body. Does it make you feel like you have a foundation? Does it make you feel firm and supported? The same with the feeling of your seat on your chair. Feel that groundedness that placement creates. And then appreciate the space that's all around you, the four walls in your sanctuary, the ceiling above, and then the universe, the expansion that we feel when we look out of our window or open the door, everything that's all around us, and all the possibilities that lie within. And so connecting to that breath, knowing that any thoughts that try to come in will just come and go without judgment, just accepting them for what they are in the present moment and filtering the rest away. Let it go, let it go, let it go. We're going to revisit the rectangle breathing tonight. This is the breath practice for this month. 5-3-5-3 is the count. I'll do one to demonstrate, to just refamiliarize yourself with it. And then we'll do it together. And so it looks like this. I will breathe in for the count of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold 2, 3. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold 2, 3. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. So you've painted your rectangle in your mind's eye. The count of 5 are the long lines going horizontally. The count of 3 are the 2 vertical lines where you hold or pause the breath. Excuse me. So let's go ahead and try this together. Inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold 2, 3. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold 2, 3. That's one complete round. You're doing great. I invite you to go ahead and try this to the rhythm of your own breath. If 5-3, 5-3 does not feel supportive, change it up. You can do 4-2. You could do 5-7. Whatever you want to do, just go ahead and make it your own. And go ahead and do a few rounds of that now. Beautiful. As you're breathing in this manner, I will go ahead and read our affirmations for tonight. I am inherently creative. It's my nature to create. Creativity and I are long lost friends. So excited to share some long overdue time together. Space for creativity is space to discover me. And those are beautiful, positive intentions regarding creativity. And as always, all things are possible when it comes to something that you choose to make yourself. Good. Another couple rounds of breath here. Beautiful. It's feeling that breath as you inhale. And then when you pause or hold the breath, feel the space that creates inside. And look at that as a place to explore. You know, the times that we stop and be still are the times that we explore and get curious and find ways to be creative. So remember that as you're plowing through your routine every day. Good. So we're going to begin to come back to the present moment. Blinking open the eyes if your eyes were closed. Good. We'll do a little mindful movement here before we head into our deep rest. And so when we open the channels of creativity, you know, our nostrils are actually part of our brain system. So we inhale and, you know, everything goes up into the brain. The brain consists of the right hemisphere and the left hemisphere being your more logical thinking brain, the right hemisphere being your creative, intuitive brain. And so when we want to open those channels, we do cross-body movements to link those neural pathways and create more of an open pathway there. And so we're going to do some of these movements now. First of all, just taking opposite hands to opposite shoulders. Giving yourself a nice big hug here, a nice embrace. Good. And then bringing the arms out in front of you. We're going to bring the right arm across the body. So taking the right shoulder in the left hand, bringing the arm across, maybe pressing a little bit on that upper arm to create a little pressure there to really open up the shoulder blades. You should feel a great opening in the back body there. And you can leave the palm of the hand that's extended open, fingers spread wide. When you do this, take your gaze out over the right shoulder and breathe into that stretch. Good. Beautiful. Undo the arms and bring them into the back plane of the body, soaring eagle here. Maybe even moving a little side to side with your eagle. Good. And then take those hands to the shoulders, opposite shoulders once again. And extend the arms out in front of you. We'll do the opposite arm now. So taking the left arm across the body, and then taking your gaze out over the left shoulder, breathing here. Good. Just feeling that expansion in the back. And then undoing the arms, bringing them into the back body. Once again, soaring eagle. Beautiful. And then bringing the hands back to your thighs or the knees. We're going to do another cross body movement. This is when we take the elbow of one arm to the opposite knee. So drawing the knee toward the elbow, drawing the elbow down. So you're going to take the right arm to the left knee, come back to center, left elbow to the right knee. And so just begin some of these cross body movements here, side to side, crossing through the midline. Anytime we cross the midline of the body, we create that neural pathway between the two hemispheres of the brain. So just keep that going. Good. And you can do this at your own pace. And come to stillness. Good. So we're going to do a little brain exercise to help to facilitate those neural pathways. Take your finger, doesn't matter which hand, and start to make the infinity symbol. That is the number 8 on its side. Close the eyes. And make that infinity symbol, tracing it with your finger, linking both sides of the brain. Good. And now stop and let's make that infinity symbol going in the opposite direction. So if you were going right to left before, go left to right. Sometimes this is a bit more challenging because we tend to think just in one direction. But this challenges our brain. Good. And then you can stop. And now we're going to take that same pencil-like finger and write your name in the air in front of you with that finger. Write your name several times. So it's common to write from left to right, correct? So we're doing that now. And this is how we remember how to write our names. Now, we're going to stop doing it the normal way, and we're going to write your name from right to left. So you'll have to go backwards. See if you can do it. A little more challenging, but just see if you can breathe into it. Good. Great. So you get the idea of how we're trying to use both sides of the brain, not the dominant one that we usually use. And everybody has a dominant side of the brain. Okay. Okay, now we're going to begin a little hand massage, hand yoga. So let's just wiggle the fingers, shake out the wrists, the forearms. Really shake them out here. Let them just float and fall any way that you need them to. We use our hands every day and they tend to hold a lot of tension. Good. And then place your hands together, interlacing the fingers, pressing the palms away. Good. And then bringing the hands so that the palms are facing up, fingers are still interlaced. Good. And then shake the hands out again. And then bringing the hands to your heart, pressing the palms together, we're going to bring the fingers away from us or send the fingers away from us as we rotate the hands. I don't know, I hope you can see this on your screen. It's easier just to go ahead and do it than it is to think about it. So pressing the hands together in prayer as they come forward, then they go down and fall back so that the backs of the hands are pressing together. So just try this in this manner. This is a great exercise for the brain and also for arthritis. Good. And then bringing the hands together again. This time we're going to go in the opposite direction. So bringing the hands so that the fingers are pointing toward us, letting the backs of the hands come together. And then we keep rolling those hands. Good. Beautiful. Good. Then pressing the hands together, shake the hands out again. Now, if you have some essential oils near you or some lotion, you may want to just put that on your hands, get them a little softer and a little more lubricated so that it's easy to move around the hand. If you don't have something, you can still do it. It's not extremely necessary. Good. So once you've done that, just take one hand, whatever hand you want to start with. And we're going to work the thumb of the opposite hand into the palm of the hand, just right into the center there, kneading and massaging, and then down around the base of the thumb, the fleshy area there, and then up into the knuckles of each digit. So you want to get those nice and just kind of massaging in there. And then the sides of the hand, so the pinky side, that fleshy part there, and down towards the base of the hand where it meets the wrist. And then the fleshy part of the thumb once again. Good. And then open and close the fists. So opening and closing the fingers, letting the fingers spread wide here. Good. And then taking with the opposite hand, the thumb, and just rolling it around, finding some mobility there. Same thing with the index finger, the middle finger, and make this nice and loose. The ring finger, the pinky finger, and then do that a couple times, working your way down the hand. Good. And then taking the index finger and the thumb of the opposite hand, just give it a little pinch in between each digit. And then finally, just gently pulling up on each finger. Good. Good. And then closing the fist and opening one last time. Good. We're going to do the same thing on the other side, on the other hand, because we don't want to neglect one hand. So we're going to go ahead and start with the thumb getting into the middle of the palm there. And there's so many tiny bones, the metacarpals in the hand, delicate, intricate bones, because with our hands, we do a lot of fine motor movements. And so these get achy and tender. We want to be gentle with ourselves when we do this. And then again, on the pinky side, the fleshy part, and then down at the base of the thumb, the base of the wrist, or the base of the hand at where it meets the wrist, rather. And then up on the knuckles. Okay. Up on the knuckles there, just rolling the thumb around in those areas. At the base of all the fingers. Good. And then taking each finger and rolling it around at the joint, going down the hand, one finger at a time. And then taking your opposite fingers between each digit, little pinch, pinch for good luck. Good. And then just very gently sliding your hands down each finger until each finger and your whole hand has had a gentle, loving massage. And these are things you can do. Let's say you've been typing on the computer all day, or even something that you can do after gardening and you come in and your hands just are achy and tender. Just go ahead and take a few minutes to give them a little love. As always, self-care in all of its forms is just a wonderful thing that we can bring to ourselves. Self-care is not selfish, okay? And so let's just close this mindful movement segment with our hands at the heart, feeling the rise and fall of the breath. Good. Feel yourself slowing down. And then gently releasing the hands. I invite you to find your comforts for tonight's practice. Pillow, blankets, maybe your aromatherapy, perhaps lowering your lights so that it's nice and cozy in your space there. Perhaps finding your music, whatever it is that you need to really bring yourself into a relaxed state. Beautiful, everyone. And now I invite you, if you're sitting in your chair, to make sure that you're nice and supported on all sides, that you're feeling comfortable and cozy. If you're lying on the floor, that you're giving yourself plenty of space to extend the legs out, bringing the arms alongside you or resting them on the low belly. Maybe taking a moment to snuggle the shoulder blades underneath you so that you can feel the whole of the back body on the ground beneath you. And once again, feeling that foundation of being grounded and supported. And as you are getting comfortable wherever you are, close the eyes and begin to reconnect with your breath, breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. It's feeling that wave-like movement of the breath as it comes and as it goes. And as you are breathing, beginning to consciously soften all the muscles in the body. We'll begin with the face, softening the muscles in the forehead, the cheeks, and the jaw, the temples, finding softness behind the eyes, and letting all the tension in your face go, one breath at a time. I invite you to imagine, as you relax your body, imagine a color. It could be your favorite color in the whole world. Whatever color comes to you, whether it's your favorite or something that's just coming up at this moment, allow your whole headspace to be filled with this color. What might this color be offering you today? Perhaps it's healing, creativity, hope, grounding. Breathe in your color as you inhale. Breathe it in. Let it infuse every part of your headspace, your face, the inside of your head, your brain. As you exhale, breathe out your color and let that be an offering to yourself and for others, and for whatever you're receiving from this color in this moment. Let others receive that too. And just take a few breaths to feel this color moving in and out of your head space. Now let your awareness travel down to both shoulders, experiencing that color, whatever that color is, in your shoulders. And when you breathe in, breathing in that color, letting it settle in your shoulders and melt down into your upper arms, your elbows, your forearms, wrists, hands, and fingers. Let it infuse all those spaces from the shoulders down to your hands. Good. As you exhale, let that color float out into the world, to yourself and to others. What are you receiving from that supportive color in your arms and your hands and your fingers? What does that offering look like? Breathe it in, breathe it out. Beautiful. Let's move down the sides of the body, the armpit, the ribs, the waist, and finally let your awareness settle in both hips. Think about your color infusion and let it infuse the hips. Let that infusion begin to work its way down into your thighs, your knees, your shins, your ankles, your feet, and your toes. As you inhale, let that color in. And as you exhale, let that color be that offering to yourself and to the world. Let it go, let it go, let it go. Good. And now working your way up the back body, bring your awareness to the back of the legs and the buttocks, the low back, middle back, upper back, shoulder blades. Breathing in your color into the whole back body, into the spine, into the ribs. Breathing that in. Exhale, let that color be your offering for yourself and to the world in all of its beauty, in all of its extravagance, in all of its offering, in all of its healing, whatever that color is. Let that be that healing force in you and into the world. finally, the front body. Let's bring our awareness there. As we inhale the color of your choice into the front of the legs, the hips, the pelvis, the belly, the ribs, the chest, your heart. Let that color infuse your heart. Bathe it in beauty. Bathe it in exquisite vision, whatever that color is. Breathe it in, breathe it out until your whole body is awash in color, until your whole body is relaxed. Rest now in your beautiful, colorful space within. Just rest. Very gently and with great care, begin to bring your awareness back to the body, inviting in a little gentle movement, wiggling your fingers and toes, perhaps taking a full body stretch either in your chair or on the floor. Maybe just even rocking your head a little bit from side to side, whatever movement your body needs to come back to the present moment. Give that gift to yourself right now. Start to deepen the breath, taking a longer inhale and a longer, more deeper exhale. And just take your time as you invite in the present moment after your deep rest. And as you are awakening slowly, I'm going to go ahead and read some quotations for tonight's practice. The first one comes to us from Maya Angelou. She says, "You can't use up creativity. The more you use, the more you have." And then from Julia Cameron, "Art opens the closets, airs out the cellars and attics. It brings healing." And finally from Dee Hock, she says, "Make an empty space in any part of your mind, and creativity will instantly fill it." And that is the truth. Good. So I invite you to now roll to one side and make a little pillow for your head there as you continue to awaken. From there, whenever you're ready, you can meet me in a seated position with hands pressed against your heart. Good. Well, I'm glad you're taking your time to wake up. That's exactly what I want you to do. So I'm going to go ahead and do our little closing now. With our hands pressed against our heart, feel the rise and fall of the breath, steady pace of each breath. Know that you can support yourself with your breath at all times. As you go out into your week this week, find a little time to create something, even if it's just a few minutes every day. Open up the possibilities that already exist within each and every one of you. Let's release the hands, bringing the arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to the heart. As always, it's a joy to be in your presence. The light within me honors and recognizes the light that I see within each and every one of you. We share that acknowledgement when we say together, Namaste.